Um, Ms. Wilkes, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Veronica Cordova,
Here.
Preston Elkins at this point is absent. Rustin South,
Here.
Michael Trujillo,
Here.
Chris Wood.
Here.
Okay. All members are present. Well, not all members, sorry, but we have a quorum. That's what I meant to say.
Thank you. Next item is item 3, approval of the minutes for January 8th, 2025. Almost said 24. They are in your packet for review. Do we have any discussion on the meeting minutes?
None. I don't. Move to approve. Second.
Okay, I think we have a motion by Mr. Wood and a second by Mr. Self. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll have to speak up for her to hear.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 4 is discussion and action items. Item A is review of the ordinance 772, gross receipt tax, GRT, for the city of Portales. Ms. Rivera.
Hello and good morning. Thank you all. So in your agenda packet for this finance committee is you have a draft ordinance with our intent to bring before council for their approval. So I presented on several items on the 15th of January. It was a finance workshop, and these notebooks that I passed out to you and Mr. Wood include all the information that we covered. So the main thing that we talked about was the GRT. So Ms. Christine has brought up that worksheet, and it's included, everything that's GRT is included in that blue tab in your binder. And on there, you'll see the amounts generated of taxable based on the different categories here in Portales. And then it's broken down by month. So you can see at the very bottom, if you'll scroll to that very bottom, it generated 577 million. And right now with the rate, the potential rate increase that the ordinance is drafted to is the max available, which is the 0.6125. And that 3.5 million is the estimated revenue that we could potentially see in an increase. Of course, this is given if our economy and everything remains stable. Last fiscal year was pretty stable. So that is the amount that hopefully we would see. And right now the dedication would be going to the general fund. General fund with the revenues in that general fund, it would give us the flexibility to transfer to other funds if we needed to supplement anything else in the other funds. Right now, our revenues in our budget are about 10 million and our expenditures are a little over 12 million. So let's see, this year it's okay because we have the cash reserves from the prior years. But going forward, we could not operate with projected revenues significantly less than our expenditures. So this is definitely a concern, and with us being able to utilize our GRT and have that increase, it could definitely help. Right now, our GRTs primarily just cover our payroll. This would give us an opportunity to do more than that now. Hopefully some significant repairs in our infrastructure, maintenance, fleet replacement. Right now, in the past, we haven't had a plan to do that. We've been scraping by and paying our employees.
During our finance meeting or workshop, didn't we say that this proposed increase, say we spent $100, would basically be 62 cents
Correct.
to the purchaser?
Yeah.
61. So 62 cents for every $100. We talked about another figure, but talked 50 cents versus 62, I thought was suggested to go to the maximum
Right.
limit, and that way we can always decrease it, but I think this would give some flexibility to hopefully do some things in the future, assuming those projections stay the same.
And it's not just a tax on just the residents, anybody that comes in and buys anything that's passing through, they're gonna help pay on it, so. It's not just a resident, just for people in Portales, we're making sure we're gonna spread it around as people come through and. The Gus Macker tournament that comes in this summer and Roswell air races, people are gonna be passing through, there's a lot of different ways that this will help. And
Construction companies that come in, a lot of them coming out of town, either for hail damage or roof replacements. Mhm.
So 2 questions. Right now, our GRT is very similar to Clovis, correct?
So you'll see Clovis on there, I think right now,
I saw 'em on there, but it's
0.125 or something. Mhm.
And second question, a lot of that GRT, I would assume, has been generated by construction in the past years at Eastern. Do you guys have an idea what the upcoming construction projects are or are not? And how that's gonna affect our total revenue?
I don't know what bonds or what has passed that's
So-
gonna happen.
So they did the GO3 bond, I know that, when they get to 75% capacity, they're building another dorm. They want to build a new agricultural building.
What are they building right now?
I do not know, actually. I know they're building something, but I think it's another,
Student SAS bill?
I don't know, but I know in the future, so the new dorm, a new agricultural building, I think they want to build a new, social, like a health services building. That one, they're outgrowing all of their things, so there's a lot of stuff that they want to build, and so I know over the next probably 3 to 5 years, they should be building a bunch of things. At least 2 to 3 big buildings.
Because the planning and zoning, they went through planning and zoning.
To the agricultural.
And it's on the agenda to
For this week, yeah.
agricultural building. Is it on the next one?
It'll be on the next one, yes.
So we set some.
And that's what they're up to, the same thing, trying to get them to go out.
Concerns or comments about the limits or
So we're basically maxing out, is that what we're doing?
the legal limit without the 2.05 that have the voters stuck on the voters.
And if you click on that 23, 24 tab, that's what we generated last fiscal year. That was our collection. After our admin fee, it was right over 9 million. Over 9 million.
And are there plans in the works to do something with property tax as well, or is that down the road?
Okay.
Property taxes really don't make us a lot of money. This is kind of where we're at right now. I mean, maybe down the road, but in the grand scheme of it for this year, I don't think for the next budget year, I don't think property taxes will really. I think if we go up 1 mil, it's an extra $8,000 a year. So it's not really for us right now. No.
The property taxes have been about 7% of our revenues from general fund. So GRTs definitely are a significant source of revenues.
I can tell you my thought process, and I spoke up, I know I said it at least twice. I'd rather do the maximum limit on this, and that's like, to me, it's a consumption tax that affects everybody going through town. We're not just picking on property owners. I'd rather leave that alone because it's not moving the needle. Just focus on this, that's my personal opinion.
Revenue generated this way.
I wanted to see if we were gonna do a double whammy or if if this was the plan.
We're not, because we would have to basically be doing both at the same time right now. And that's not what we're, I think this moves the needle far enough for us that we should be able to move forward and to get good plans for the university, upgrading structure, paying our people a little bit more of a fair wage based off of the salary study that we're doing and all those things.
So the only thing that I would like to add is that whenever we are presenting at council to the public, that we do specify and let them know and educate that it is going to be 62 cents per every $100. When we did the property tax, excuse me, last year, or a couple of years ago, when we did the property tax, we didn't give the correct formulas. So it had everybody kind of in an uproar thinking that their tax bill was going to be astronomical. We didn't base it just based off of our portion. So the more we can educate the public, the better received I believe it'll be.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, what is a pleasure for item A?
I'll second.
Okay, I didn't hear who the motion was from. Can somebody tell me? I'm sorry.
It's from Rustin.
Okay, so I have a motion by Mr. Self and a second by Mr. Wood. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next item is item B, request for approval of the intent to adopt ordinance 772 with recommendation to City Council when presented at their next regular meeting. Mrs. Rivera.
Mr. Day, you might have to help me on this, but this is just the request because we're going to put it as an intent.
Yes,
And it runs, I believe, for 2 weeks.
yes. The intent, before an ordinance is officially adopted, we have to post an intent and basically hold a public hearing at a council meeting. So that's what the intent does. It's published in the newspaper, our local newspaper, and it will go to post and it will be there for 2 weeks. We will also post it to the city website. It will be there for 2 weeks. And then we're allowed to take it to council and let council hold a public hearing. And that's how it's generally presented, is at a public hearing held at council. At which time council will vote and hopefully move forward with the ordinance. Because it will take an ordinance.
And timing wise, if this gets approved and all, it's our goal intent to have it enacted the July 1st effective date. And that's what's on the ordinance, but ideally it'd be on our next fiscal budget.
Does it have to be turned into the state by March?
Yes, by March 31st. However, they did ask us to give them some more time if possible.
If we take it to the next council meeting, so for the intent to adopt, and then the 18th would be the actual public hearing. And so we would have it in plan for the state.
We have a copy of the actual ordinance in our packet.
In the packet where it's stapled, the one that we gave you, yes. Yeah, so that
The last page.
that was drafted directly from the state's model or sample ordinance that they have.
Do we have any other questions on the adoption of the ordinance?
I think Chris was just finishing reading
Okay,
it. The back.
I'm
Just
good.
double
Thank
checking. nobody has any questions, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Self and a second by Mr. Trujillo. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 5 is other business. Any matter not known about or which cannot have been reasonably foreseen prior to the timing of the posting of the agenda. Do we have any other business?
Not,
We do not,
Okay.
Veronica.
Okay, seeing we have no other business, next item is adjournment. Thank you all for attending and being available. I really appreciate it. This is important work and I always appreciate your input.